Hey everyone, my name is Sal and welcome to my channel. Today on Board Games with Sal, I'm going to show you how to play the 2 to 4 player game Coffee Rush by Korea Board Games. You and other players are going to be baristas. You will be trying to fulfill customer orders to your best ability. When you fulfill a customer order, you get likes, and when you don't, you get dislikes. And that's the reason it's a bit of a, like, you want to get the right amount of likes and dislikes. If you get more than 5 dislikes, the cafe's close in the game. That's where the game end triggers. It's got a very good cozy vibe to it. What else? It is a 2 to 4 player game. It plays for about 30 minutes. There's also apparently a solo version of this available in Board Game Geek. Coffee Rush, as I've played it, is quite an amazing game. I think it plays pretty fast. It's very easy to teach as well. There's not that many mechanisms in here that you need to explain to other people. It's pretty straightforward. You collect your ingredients at your turn by moving meeples, and then with those ingredients you check if you have completed any customer orders. That's the high level, that's what the game is. Obviously there's more nitty-gritty into it, there's more rules and limitations that plays in here, and that's what we're going to be showing you today. This copy is from Eclipse Games. Feel free to use my promo code BoardGamesWithSal5 or BoardGamesWithSal10 if you're here in Australia to get a copy yourself. To set up, first you place the ingredient board in the middle of the table. The ingredient board basically is where and how you could be collecting your different ingredients. There are several different ingredients. You can start from the left. You got ice, caramel, steam, coffee, milk, water. This is your tea leaves, chocolate. What else? There's something I haven't missing here. So as you can see from the ingredient board, some of these ingredients are normal, whereas there are some special ones which are ribbons, sort of yellow ribbons on the corners. For example, your chocolate, your tea leaves, water, and caramel. These are your sort of specialty items or ingredients. Once you've done that, you're going to be placing your ingredient tokens and your rush tokens right beside the ingredient board. As you can see, the ingredient tokens, they're actually pretty cool. Very nice and neat components. It's done a really great job at the build quality of this. Each player will then choose a color and take one player board, one meeple, and 4 upgrade tiles that match the respective color. They're also going to take 3 teacups, which they'll be using to fulfill customer orders. Forgot to mention, you're also going to be placing the coffee order tokens right beside with your ingredient board and your other rush tokens. Initially, you're going to place them with your color face down on your coffee board and respective to the symbol. So this one goes in here. This one would go over here. This, what is that one there? Okay, this one will go over here, and then this one here. You then choose a starting player and have the open side starting player token placed in front of that player. So in this case, in scenario, the starting player will be the yellow player, so I'm going to place it right beside him. Maybe on the left side, because your cards will go on the right here. So starting for the first player, they're going to start by taking order cards from the top of the deck and place them face up on their order tabs. So what they're going to do is they're going to go use 2 cards from the top on tab 1. So these are your tabs. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So alright, so with that set up, you then start from the player on the right of the starting player. So because yellow is my starting player and on their right we've got the green player, they're going to start by taking turns placing their meeples one at a time on the ingredient board. So yeah, that's it. So the green player goes first. They are going to place their meeple into the ingredient board. Now do remember, wherever this green player puts the meeple in, they are going to gain that ingredient straight away. a few rules here that applies. If all, like 2 players or 2 meeples cannot be placed on the same cell. So if the green's already here, the yellow player cannot place the meeple on the same one. That can't be done. So the yellow player has to place the meeple somewhere else on the ingredient board. Once all players have finished placing their meeples, you take the respective ingredient token from the supply area and place it in your cup. So the green player is going to take a coffee ingredient token and put it in one of their cups. And the yellow player in this case will take one of the green tea leaves and put it in one of their cups. Oops, no, I completely missed that one. There you go. The first thing that you'll do on your turn is to check if you want to activate any upgrade. At the beginning of your turn, if you have 3 or more completed order cards, so for example, let's just say this is how your board looked like, you have 3 order cards in here. If you wanted to, you could discard these 3 cards face up beside the order card deck, so over here, and you can activate an upgrade of your choice. Select the upgrade tile that you want to upgrade and you flip it face up. These upgrade tiles each have their own ability, and what they do is they allow you and further help you to move in your turn, and I'll explain how you move shortly. And I'll also explain each individual upgrade tile later on. And that's the setup. For the gameplay, turns will proceed in a clockwise order from the starting player, and then they will basically complete following actions in order during their turn. And the actions are as follows. Next up is the move action. You move your meeple on the ingredient board and receive ingredient tokens according to where you land. There's a few rules that you should be following. The first one is you only can move your meeple adjacently, horizontally, or vertically unless you have an upgrade tile. We'll talk about that separately. You can only move up to 1 to 3 spaces. So if I'm the yellow one, I can go 1, 2, 3. I can't go more than 3, or if I wanted to, I could do 1 and 2. And do remember, when you're moving, the ingredients that you touch, so let's say if I move 1, 2, and 3, because I've touched milk, I've walked over ice, and I've just landed on steam, I'm gonna get all 3 of these ingredient tokens and put them, where is the yellow one? Yep, just here, in my cups. A few other limitations that you should be aware of. You can pass over a cell that has another meeple, so in this case you could go 1, 2, and 3. However, the only thing that you cannot do is you cannot end your turn where there's a meeple already placed. So I can't go around doing 1, 2, 3. That's not going to work out. I could do 1, 2, and 3. That's all fine. And then I will get the coffee, I'll get the milk, and I'll also get the steam from my ingredient tokens. If you have a rush token with yourself, the other thing you can do when you're moving is you can add a rush token or discard a rush token. For each additional rush token that you discard, you can move 1 more. So if I had 2 rush tokens and I discarded 2 rush tokens, I could move 5 spaces. And one other example is you can use the same cell multiple times. So I could be going 1, 2, and 3, and that's all fine. You can also end up on the same cell that you are. If you do so, that's also fine. So once you have moved, so imagine on that one, I go okay, it's gonna go 1, 2, and 3. And as I do that, I pick up a coffee, a milk, and a steam from the ingredient tokens. And then I basically pour these ingredients into the cups that I have. And I can freely distribute the ingredient tokens I've gained, but there's a few things that you need to be aware of. You can place these ingredient tokens in the turn in one cup or several cups. That's all fine. You can choose to place any number of ingredient tokens in your cup or none at all. So if you wanted to, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to discard all these 3 ingredient tokens, you could as well. Any ingredient tokens that are already in a cup cannot be transferred into another cup. So that one there, the one that I have with the leaf, that cannot be transferred into another cup. I can discard it completely if I wanted to, but I can't transfer it. So what I'll do in this turn is just to show you an example. I've got the coffee, I've got the milk, and I have also got the steam. I'm going to chuck them into one cup. There we go. That's how it looks like. Beautiful in the cup. I don't know if... there we go. That's how it looks like. Beautiful in the cup. Coffee, steam, and milk. And then I'll process my order. Now looking at this, I've already sort of, I'm not here, I haven't done that one, but this one I have fulfilled. So I have fulfilled, I've got 1 coffee, I've got 1 milk, and I've got a steam. So I'm gonna go process an order. Once the contents of your cup match the order card, you place the cup on top of the order card and let other players know that the order is ready. And then you complete your order, right? If all of the ingredients match, you just put them back where they belong. So sorry, I'll put the ingredient tokens back, and that's my card that I've just finished. So I'm going to basically put this in my completed section of the player board. And next, because the yellow player has completed an order, you need to, the 2 players left of the player in turn must take the same number of order cards from the deck as those just completed and place them on their tab 1. So because the yellow player has completed 1 order, the player to the left, let's imagine in this turn it was the red one, I've just have a blank one in here, they would draw 1 order card. They would draw 1 order card from the order deck into the tab 1. And if we also were playing with the blue one, the blue card, the blue player tab would also be drawing 1 more card on tab 1. This rule is a little bit different to when you play 2 players, but I'll get to that later. So if you're playing 2 players and it's just the yellow and the green one, the green player would be having adding 1 more coffee order here. It doesn't matter, left, right, whatever, just whoever adds, the other player will have to add another order card. So at the end of the turn, that's what happens. You'll need to slide down your order cards from tabs to your, you need to basically swipe them down. All tab 1s go to tab 2, tab 2 to tab 3, tab 3 to tab 4, and so on. Now imagine a situation where after 4 rounds or 4 turns, you've got more cards over here. So just imagine there's more cards on top here. But this is the end of this turn and I have not been able to fulfill these 2 orders yet. When the flow of time hits again, this time I'll have to basically take them in as penalties because there's nowhere else to go. So I'll basically put them here in the left hand side of the dislike, and I'll gain 2 rush tokens for that one. But essentially what that does is basically saying that's my -2. So if I get -5, that's the end of game trigger, right? Well, another special shout out is when playing 2 players and you do a flow of time and you move it to move 2 of them at the bottom, you will also take 1 more order card if you're playing only 2 players. So that's pretty much how the game sort of plays, but let me talk to you about the activation and the upgrades right now. So there's essentially 4 upgrades that you can do. So there's the double meeple. What that means is every time you basically go to a cell that has another meeple, you receive 2 ingredients tokens instead. So if I'm the yellow one and I'm going 1, 2, and 3, because I have that activated, I will be gaining 1 tea leaf, 2 coffee, and 1 ice. So as you can see, these abilities here really let you help you to move and gain more ingredient tokens, which will help you essentially to fulfill customer orders. Now do remember, in order to activate these, you need at least 3 order cards completed, and that's when at the beginning of your turn you can put these 3 cards down and then activate. So you can put these 3 cards down in the beginning of your turn and then activate 1 of them. In terms of this one here, this one is basically it allows you to move diagonally now. So once you have that activated, your meeple in your turn, you can move that diagonally. So what that means is if I'm yellow again, I can go 1, 2, and 3. And remember that previously you were only basically allowed to go left, right, up, and down. So you would not be able to go diagonally. But because you have this ability activated, it does work. The third one here are multiple corners. So pretty straightforward. Every corner that you go to will give you multiple ingredients. So let's just say once again, I don't know, maybe I'm in caramel. I am gonna go 1, 2, and 3 because I've got the corner, and I'm gonna get 2 ice now. Right, and the last one here is double special. What that means, once again, pretty straightforward. You're gonna receive 2 ingredients from the like the specialties ingredients, which is your tea leaves, your chocolate, water, and caramel. So every time you basically place your meeple on top of them or walk over them, you're going to receive 2 instead of the normal 1. Now the biggest advantage of using activate these upgrades are they are all stackable. So essentially, if you have all of these activated, all of them are going to work together. So for instance, if I went 1, 2, and 3, so I'll show you that again. I was here and I'm gonna go 1, 2, and 3, and all of my up tiles are upgraded. I was gonna get 1 milk, 2 water because I have the double specials, and then I have the double corners as well, so I'm gonna get 2 of the coffee. So it all is stackable once you have them upgraded. In terms of the game end, the players with the highest rating wins. Each completed card will give you +1. Any upgraded tiles that is face up will give you a +2. So let's just say if this was it is, if this is how it was, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you would just subtract any penalty cards that you have. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just 2 points. So that's the rating, 2. And that's for that one, and then you count the other one, and whoever has better rating wins the game. In case there is a tie, the player with the most completed order cards among those tied will win. And if in case of another tie still, the player with more rush tokens among those all still tied wins. And if there's still a tie after that, you just basically share the victory. And that's it, guys. That was Coffee Rush. Thanks for joining in today. That's how you play Coffee Rush. In terms of the review for this game, I'm gonna give it a, I guess, if I'm doing a rating system, out of 10, I'm gonna give it a probably an 8-ish. The big thing here is I'm a sucker for thematic games. I really like coffee-based games. I've got like chai, I've got cafe, I've got a few other games on my wish list that are based on coffee and cafes. So I'm gonna be a bit biased in that one, but I really like the thematic of it. The game plays really well. It's very easy to teach. I really love the components inside it. Feels very premium. The ingredient tokens are really nice. They're well built.
Yeah, so in general, this is a really good game. I'd suggest this is a recommendation for, I think, starters maybe. It's not a heavy game. It is a very time filling sort of game. You can easily play it in 30 minutes. You can play 2-3 rounds even if you want to. So yeah, definitely one for beginners or people who are trying to get into board gaming. That's what I'll recommend Coffee Rush to. Yeah, and so that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining in today. I'm going to bring you a lot more reviews and how-to board games this year, hopefully, if I have the right time. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later. Bye.